Two devastating defeats, two completely different responses. This week, we witnessed the ultimate contrast in how athletes handle crushing disappointment. Jannik Sinner lost the most heartbreaking match of his career, squandering 3 championship points in a 5-hour French Open final epic. But his response revealed why he's destined for greatness. Meanwhile, Aryna Sabalenka's pattern of blaming everyone but herself continues to expose a fundamental character flaw that no ranking can fix. Today, we're breaking down what separates true champions from talented pretenders when everything falls apart.
What we witnessed with Sinner was a masterclass in championship mentality under the most brutal circumstances imaginable. Leading 2 sets to love, having 3 match points, 5 hours and 29 minutes of pure warfare. And when it was over, his first instinct was to congratulate his opponent. That's not just good sportsmanship, that's the mindset that creates legends. Compare that to Sabalenka's pattern of excuses, blame, and dismissiveness whenever she faces legitimate challenges.
The difference is profound. Sinner's response demonstrates what psychologists call a growth mindset, seeing defeats as opportunities to improve rather than threats to ego. His vulnerability in admitting sleepless nights while maintaining respect for his opponent shows emotional intelligence that champions possess. Sabalenka consistently shows the opposite, a fixed mindset that protects ego by diminishing others' achievements.
Let's start with the context. June 8, 2025, Roland Garros. Jannik Sinner stands 3 points away from tennis immortality. He's leading Carlos Alcaraz 2 sets to love, had a break in the third, and now holds 3 championship points in the 4th set. Victory would complete an unprecedented calendar year Grand Slam quest. Instead, he watches Alcaraz pull off one of the greatest comebacks in tennis history.
The psychological devastation of that moment cannot be overstated. This wasn't just losing a match, it was watching certain victory transform into crushing defeat in real time. Sinner had already mentally crossed the finish line multiple times, only to have it ripped away. Lesser competitors would have been destroyed mentally, but watch what happened next.
In the immediate aftermath, during the trophy ceremony with millions watching, Sinner's first words set the tone for everything that followed.
I won't sleep tonight very well, but it's okay. First of all, Carlos, congrats. Amazing performance, amazing battle, amazing job. I'm very happy for you, you deserve it. It's easier to play than talking now.
Notice what happened there. Despite being emotionally destroyed, his first instinct was to honor his opponent. He acknowledged his own pain, I won't sleep well tonight, but immediately pivoted to genuine praise for Alcaraz. No excuses, no diminishment, no blame. That's championship DNA revealing itself under ultimate pressure.
Now contrast that with how Sabalenka handled her defeat just days earlier. When she lost to Coco Gauff in the French Open final, her immediate response was to systematically diminish her opponent's achievement.
She was hitting the ball from the frame. Somehow magically the ball lands in the court. It felt like a joke, honestly. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes.
The contrast is staggering. Sinner faced a far more devastating loss, 3 championship points slipping away, yet his response elevated both himself and the sport. Sabalenka faced a straightforward defeat and immediately began attacking her opponent's legitimacy. One response builds champions, the other reveals character flaws that rankings can't fix.
In Sinner's press conference, he went deeper into his mindset during the match, revealing the mental strategies that separate champions from pretenders.
I tried to delete everything, every set. In Grand Slams, you try to start from 0 again. I was of course disappointed about the 4th set and match points and serving for the match. But again, I stayed there mentally. I didn't give him any free points. We try to delete it somehow and take the positive and keep going. There are no other ways.
This reveals elite-level emotional regulation. Even while losing the biggest match of his life, Sinner was consciously managing his mindset, delete everything, start from 0. He acknowledged disappointment but didn't let it consume him. This is textbook championship psychology under the most extreme pressure imaginable.
But perhaps most tellingly, Sinner demonstrated something Sabalenka has never shown, the ability to find meaning and growth in devastating defeat.
I'm happy to deliver this kind of level, happy about the tournament still, but obviously this one hurts. I'm happy how we are trying to improve every day and trying to put myself in these kind of positions. It's a very high-level match, that's for sure. So happy to be part of this.
That's the language of a champion. Happy to be part of this. Even in crushing defeat, he recognizes the privilege of competing at the highest level. Compare that to Sabalenka's response to setbacks. It's always about external factors, never about the honor of elite competition or respect for opponents who outplayed her.
The real test came a week later at the Hala Open press conference, when Sinner had time to process the loss and revealed the human side of championship resilience.
But yes, I had already a few sleepless nights, but I think every day it gets better. My family stands behind me and my friends. That is the most important thing for me. Tennis is important in my life, but nevertheless, family and friends are more important. Nonetheless, I think often about the match.
This is profound emotional intelligence. Sinner admits vulnerability, the sleepless nights, thinking often about the match while maintaining perspective about what truly matters. He's processing the loss honestly without letting it consume his identity. That's how champions heal from devastating setbacks.
His recovery strategy revealed another fundamental difference from Sabalenka's approach to handling defeat.
I was very relaxed with my family. We grilled a bit, played table tennis with my friends. Really normal things, nothing special. I like going home when a lot is going on. I feel safe at home and with my friends. They know how I am and how I was before. They know me very well.
This is championship-level emotional regulation. Instead of wallowing or making excuses, Sinner grounded himself in relationships and normalcy. Playing table tennis with friends, grilling with family, he maintained perspective about tennis being just one part of a full life. Compare that to Sabalenka's response after defeats: blame, complaints, then off to tequila and gummy bears to forget rather than process.
Perhaps most importantly, Sinner demonstrated the growth mindset that separates future legends from current rankings leaders.
I think that for me to play another tournament is positive, because every match is a new beginning, and I must be mentally ready to give my all on the court. Therefore, it is great I can be here in Halle. If you watch only the sad part, you're never going to come back.
That last line is everything. If you watch only the sad part, you're never going to come back. Sinner understands that dwelling on defeat destroys future performance. He processes the pain, extracts the lessons, then moves forward stronger. Sabalenka consistently does the opposite, focuses on external blame, protects her ego, and learns nothing.
The timeline makes this contrast even more powerful. Within days of each other, both players faced defeats that could define their careers. Sinner's response demonstrated why he's built for sustained greatness. Sabalenka's response revealed why her current success may be temporary.
The psychological profiles are completely different. Sinner shows what psychologists call anti-fragility. He gets stronger from stress and setbacks. His responses consistently demonstrate growth orientation, emotional regulation, and respect for competition. Sabalenka shows fragility disguised as strength, protecting ego through blame and dismissiveness.
What makes Sinner's response even more remarkable is the magnitude of what he lost. This wasn't just any match. It was 3 championship points away from tennis immortality, a potential calendar Grand Slam, and his first French Open title.
Exactly. Sabalenka lost a straightforward match where she was outplayed, yet responded with excuses and blame. Sinner lost in the most devastating way possible, watching certain victories slip away 3 times, yet responded with grace and growth. The contrast reveals everything about their respective characters and futures.
The broader implications extend beyond tennis. In business, politics, and life, we see this same pattern: how people in positions of power respond when faced with legitimate challenges to their authority or success.
Sinner's response is a blueprint for leadership under pressure. He took responsibility, honored his opponent, processed his emotions healthily, and focused on improvement. Those are the behaviors that create sustained excellence in any field. Sabalenka's pattern: blame, excuses, diminishment, is what creates temporary success followed by inevitable decline.
Looking forward, these responses predict very different futures. Sinner's approach builds resilience, earns respect, and creates the mental foundation for multiple Grand Slam victories. Sabalenka's pattern suggests someone who will struggle when facing sustained challenges to her ranking.
Champions aren't defined by never losing, they're defined by how they lose. Sinner's response to the most devastating defeat possible showed championship character. Sabalenka's pattern of responses to routine defeats shows character flaws that no ranking can overcome. That's why Sinner is built for sustained greatness.
The psychological research is clear: athletes who respond to defeats with growth orientation and respect for opponents achieve more sustained success than those who protect ego through blame. Sinner embodies the former. Sabalenka consistently demonstrates the latter. The rankings may not reflect this yet, but character always reveals itself over time.
For young athletes watching these responses, the lesson is crystal clear. Sinner showed how champions handle defeat with grace, growth, and respect. His vulnerability about sleepless nights made him relatable. His immediate praise for Alcaraz made him admirable. His focus on improvement made him inevitable.
What struck me most was Sinner's phrase, "There are no other ways." He understands that processing defeat properly, extracting lessons, and moving forward with respect is not optional for champions, it's mandatory. Sabalenka has consistently chosen other ways, and her recent troubles show where that path leads.
Dr. Chen, Elena, thank you for breaking down this masterclass in championship psychology. We've seen how true champions handle devastating defeat versus how talented players protect fragile egos. Sinner's response to losing 3 championship points revealed why he's destined for greatness. Sabalenka's pattern of blame and excuses reveals why current success built on shaky psychological foundations rarely lasts. This episode was brought to you by Unstruct AI, where we explore the human cost of how champions are truly made. Today we witness the ultimate contrast, one player's response that builds legends, another's that reveals limitations. When Sinner said there are no other ways than to process defeat with growth and respect, he wasn't just describing his approach, he was defining what separates champions from pretenders. His sleepless nights showed humanity. His immediate praise for Alcaraz showed character. His focus on improvement showed destiny. Meanwhile, Sabalenka's pattern of blame and diminishment continues to reveal why talent without character has a ceiling that true champions don't. In the end, championships are temporary, but character is forever. Sinner's response to the most devastating defeat possible showed why he's built for sustained greatness. Sometimes the most important victories happen in how you handle defeat.